Hey everyone, it is Cynix, and I am back to explore DeviantArt on October 14th, 2011, and I am joined by a very special guest named Pavel. You can say
Hello.
thank you. You can tell from his accent that he's Chinese,
Yes, definitely.
but he is also an artist, so hopefully I can get him to do a speed painting and we can commentate on that. But anyway, on DeviantArt, looks like we got some interesting pieces, and the first piece is called War Veterans by Sandura.
So it's got war veterans. Ah, I see. So I'm guessing the bird and the old man are the veterans from some kind of war.
Yeah, I guess that's supposed to be like a griffin or something. I don't know. I'm not well versed on mythological creatures, but it seems like it has a little harness, so I'm guessing this old man like rides on top of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's holding though.
It looks like a fender for a 1982 Toyota Camry. No.
Some shiny piece of something.
Um, yeah, but overall, I mean, this is an okay piece to be seeing on DeviantArt because it's got all the proper stuff you might want to see. Does the perspective seem a little weird to you?
Yeah, the ground plane,
Yeah, the ground plane is.
like, like the griffin is sitting, I think, on a fine ground plane, but then it kind of starts tilting up. So
Yeah,
it's almost
it's.
like it's on a, how would I say? It's curving down like a rooftop towards the right hand side.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. Also,
Yeah, the wall seems to not like follow the ground's direction.
yeah, you
It
can see there's
kind of
vertical lines
flattens out.
here, and this kind of doesn't follow the perspective. And I'm not really sure what that little cranny is supposed to be. It also kind of looks a bit flat, like it's not selling that it's like indented into the wall very well.
Yeah, I think what this person needed to do is just because it's kind of tough to sell that kind of perspective. So you can, but you can usually fudge it by using like a spherical perspective grid
Yeah,
to give it that wraparound look. So
there's something.
maybe
I think there's something that I've never liked about like this particular perspective, like the one he was going for. Like I don't think it ever works well in compositions.
just looking slightly above.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this person has a nice brush style, and there's a nice use of rendered parts and I guess more looser things.
Yeah, I like the brushwork, like on the feathers and just on the creature and stuff. You can see that it's pretty minimalistic, slightly impressionistic, kind of has that feel to it. It's definitely a solid piece, just I mean solid technique. It's just perspective wise, it just needs a little improvement and stuff like that. Composition. But yeah,
Yeah.
let's move on to the next thing.
Yep. We have mixed media.
Cxxx.
X.
That's a
It's
very kind of artistic name. Yeah, so let me just I guess I'll just talk a little bit about what I like about this piece. And I actually really like the some of the design features, especially the guns, which are kind of like very that simple like short-nosed type gun, which is okay, it's interesting, it's you don't see it that much, I feel like, but they did a good job with it. And like just some of the like features of the belt and stuff like that and the clothing. But I don't know. The torso feels really long, but
well, I think this person's really trying to sell the torso because he doesn't appear to be wearing any singlet or t-shirt underneath the cape
that
like
is
he
true.
usually would.
That is what we call a selling point. A man's bare midget. No, but I could see that appealing to people. So all in all, like I like the presentation. There's like a good kind of compositional flow off the page with that coat, and there's like a subtle vignetting, but it still feels like a very traditional sketch. Um,
Yep.
I don't know about his expression though. It just like I don't know if it's supposed to be like him going like shh or if he's just like sniffing his finger. There's something like kind of
Oh,
blank about it where his finger and his face like are kind of interacting, but kind of in a weird way. Um, but yeah, once again, I think there's something
I
that
think because the gun is so far down the page, like you don't really get it at first.
yeah, I actually don't like how the gun's like right on the bottom and his arm is so like long, elongated to that like really bottom of the page. It feels his arm feels really like kind of
Yeah.
there's something just slightly off, but it's still okay. I like that there's like a good mix of like local values going on, which sometimes when you see people do like sketches and stuff, they don't like vary their local values. Everything just kind of looks the same, but you can tell there's definitely like local values for the skin tones, and then the dark of the coat, and then the white part of the coat are all completely different. So that's good,
I think this person's on the right track.
definitely.
I think things like if you really think about like if someone's about to like sneak up on someone, they usually hold the gun up into a more ready position to fire.
Unless he already like killed someone's parents and now he's like looking back at the little kid that's crying in the corner and being like, "Don't you tell the cops about this?"
Yeah, yeah,
Which is the story
that
that
could
I'm
be
going to
true.
read into this.
All right, I'll go with that.
Well, let's go ahead and move on to our next piece.
Yes,
Sakura Skies.
it's got a cat in it.
It does. It's an Apophis piece, so they all have cats in them.
I actually didn't notice the cat at first when I was looking at the thumbnail.
You know what it is? It's because I think because the eyes of the cat kind of look like the
What the
bubbles.
bubbles?
Yeah, the bubbles in the water. So if you were just kind of blurring your eyes and looking at it, those kind of look like bubbles as well, like on a black kind of area. He's definitely like in his comfort zone, or he or she, and but yeah, it's kind of something we all have to fight against is sticking in our comfort zone, pushing ourselves to do other things. But
Because
overall,
you,
it's okay. I feel like now that I look at this piece more, there's like a little heart like floating around the top part, and there's like a little crown above the cat's head.
oh yeah,
So there's
yeah.
some
Oh,
interesting details like going on, I guess.
I think if his signature wasn't so uh, watermark, so contrasty on it,
Yeah.
it could help bring out all the little subtle things he's put in here.
I don't mind like his signature taking up the top part like that, but except for the C, the copyright part, like I don't feel like you need the C. Like I feel like that's distracting. It makes it look like his name is Kapophis. All right, well, let's move on and see what else we got. We have another cat, aptly named,
Surprise!
aptly named little cat.
A little.
It is quite the little cat.
It's very vocalicious.
Yes, it is. There's
Okay.
hearts everywhere, and I don't know. It's I don't feel like this really shows off the kitten that well, and because it looks like it's paralyzed or helpless, just the way its legs are kind of like curled up, especially its back leg, like in her palm, and one leg's
Yeah,
hanging. Like I don't know, there's something about it that's just kind of like
I don't think he's liking being held up like that, actually.
maybe it is paralyzed though. I don't know. I would feel really bad for making fun of a paralyzed kitten. See, like the colors and okay, like people understand the basics of how to take a good photograph, but now they just need to improve their use of the subject matter. Like probably try to take a picture of the cat that's more flattering to the cat
Yeah.
instead of just like taking one picture and being done with it.
I think the head could have been moved a little down and to the left. Like the cropping on it seems a little
Oh
like
yeah.
unbalanced.
Like I can even go back and look at the composition. I don't like the composition at all, especially the way the tail and the feet or the foot like line up with the bottom of the page and everything. I always hate when stuff lines up with the bottom of the page like so perfectly and
Yeah.
um yeah, just compositionally it definitely has issues which make it look more like a just a amateur photograph aside from the aperture or whatever you want to call it.
Depth of field
Depth of field, there you go.
based on aperture
That's why you're
and the
here to provide me with
and the
those terms.
and the vocalicious hearts
Yes.
floating around.
But yeah, let's just hop into the next piece because I don't think there's
Yep.
too much more to talk about there. So we got a kiss for Corona. This is fan art. As soon as it loads,
Fan art for what?
I think for Tangled. Yes, it says Tangled. I never
Oh,
actually saw Tangled, so
I've got the art book for Tangled.
oh, that's
It's a
probably
pretty nice art book.
that's yeah, I would imagine. A lot of those
Wow.
3D movies have really good art books.
Hmm.
Oh, there was one that had a great art book. I forget what it was. It's that movie where there's like a haunted house and it's like two kids.
Yes, I know the one you're talking about.
The art book for that looked amazing.
And there was a bunch of really amazing artists that worked on it.
Yeah. So that might be an art book for people to check out. But
It is called Monster House, actually.
wow. As for this piece, um, I don't know.
Oh,
What
it
jumps out to
seems
you?
to be referenced of actual movie shot.
Is it? Oh, let's
Yeah.
see reference images. That lessens
Um,
the value of it. I'm gonna. Oh, you're right. It is a reference.
the reference image is actually really cool.
Yeah, I feel like they missed out on the reference image because they made it so kind of dark and
Yeah, I
the
like the
background has
blue and the
so much like in the painting they did, the background really has a lot of contrast going on with dark colors and light colors, which is not really there in the reference. The reference definitely makes them the focal point. But with the contrast in the background that they did, it's they missed it a little bit, and it kind of takes away from the characters in the front and takes away from the depth of it all.
yeah, unfortunately. Um, yeah, there's just I think there's a lot of issues with just the general muddiness feeling of it.
Yeah, yeah. But doing reference paintings of like uh, movies and stuff is definitely a great way to learn. So I respect them for doing a reference painting. They just need to
Yeah,
work on like kind of that depth of values and stuff a bit more in depth, like showing that proper depth with your contrasts and stuff like that.
I think they need to try maybe squinting more when they look at the reference
Yeah,
and just trying to match the overall shapes and hues and values.
yeah,
Because the reference is very too hued.
yeah.
There's like a strong pinkish kind of red wash and there's the uh, blue hues scattered around to kind of balance it out.
Um, I will say I like their. It looks like they're using. I want to say like a scratchboard rake type tool. You can see like in the brushstrokes. There's like
Oh yeah,
so I
that kind of brush is really hard to control.
yeah, so I appreciate that. I think
Yeah, keep practicing, Mr. or Mrs. Alice XC.
well that's another regular name on the
Oh,
program.
right. I'm a bit unfamiliar with the whole DeviantART front page world.
Yeah, I'm becoming slowly more and more familiar with it. These people are becoming like family. That family
So
that
yeah,
that you sit down with for an awkward Thanksgiving once a year.
indeed,
Oh,
very awkward.
so moving right along, we got Panty in Stocking, Pierce Sky, and I have to say I love this piece already, and I don't know why. Something about these characters just draws me in.
Maybe because you've seen the show.
No, I actually haven't seen the show. I am an uncultured gaijin.
Oh, yeah. I guess I'm slightly biased because I'm familiar with the show.
Oh, no. I just think these girls are hot. So I'm a simpleton.
But what do you think about the choice of like post processing so the background is all
Yeah, you mean the
just
desaturation? I mean, it's okay, but I feel like it works better if they take up more of the screen. Like right on, like for this photograph in particular, they're pretty small, so to just have them be the only things in color when they're kind of that small is it feels like slightly weird.
yeah, actually like cropping the photo myself, like on them, it makes for a pretty compelling image
Yeah,
because so
yeah, I think the technique definitely works better when you have the characters at least taking up more of the screen. Then you can get away with like desaturating the background and stuff like that.
maybe they tried to sell the whole big rocket in the background though. They kind of,
Which
I don't know
I
how
kind
it
of love that
relates to the
like
cosplay.
slightly phallic imagery of like two like erect rockets in front of in back of two like hot girls.
Um,
I don't know about the what do you think about the tilt of camera though?
um, I think they might have gone a bit overboard
Yeah.
because, like, the rocket
I don't
is
like
kind of pointing below the horizon, like it's below the horizontal.
yeah, that's the main reason I have a problem with it is because the rockets wind up being almost completely flat, like even with like a very horizontal, and that kind of I don't know, it takes away from like all the fun stuff you might get out of like having a tilted camera. It just makes it look a bit weird.
Actually, if they cropped it with the characters being vertical, it kind of looks very nice because you've got this nice framing going
Yeah,
with like the rocket
yeah, a lot of texture,
chopping
a lot
the
of details in
image,
the background, stuff like that. Yeah,
lots of diagonal lines too.
yeah, yeah, I agree. See, but by tilting it this much and having the rocket like that, you kind of kill all those diagonal lines, and it just kind of doesn't work as well.
I think that's it for this
Yeah,
image for me.
that's probably all we can say for that. I'm just busy looking at it though.
Yeah, it's definitely an image you want to save.
Yeah, I put those in my reference folder for artistic purposes.
With
Okay,
all the other costume references.
yes. All right, so let's see. Next piece we have is Yeehaw by Jolly Jack. Yeehaw.
Oh, um, uh,
There's a cowgirl?
oh, it's furry. It's inspired by Red Dead.
I
Red, Red Dead Redemption, I
I think
think,
he means
is what he means.
it's very much inspired in the loosest sense of the word.
It's not the Red Dead Redemption I remember.
You're playing it wrong. Uh,
Yeah, I'd like to move on.
yeah, let's moving right along. Let's see.
We've
Oh,
got,
is this actually a haiku? We have something called tea time.
oh, it's poetry
Yes,
and
this is
haiku.
poetry. So I guess I should do the dramatic reading. All
Definitely.
right. Tea Time by Fat Puppy Art, which is not the name you associate with good poetry, but I will try. So, it's almost tea time. I run as fast as I can to the little house. My grandma and me sit down to a cup of tea, happy as can be. Um, don't think it's that great.
I think the subject matter is a little.
It's just, when you see this kind of poetry, especially like a haiku, you want them to be like very like subtle and clever, and this is very like literal and just we're having tea.
Yeah,
This is
I think to me haikus are about like passing down the subtle twist of they've seen in life.
Yeah, when I think of haikus, I think of the book for Fight Club, where he just like the main character just writes these like horribly awkward little haikus everywhere. They're just like amazingly like I don't know, just like subtle and diversive and like evil.
Philosophical.
Yeah,
And...
you're talking.
All right, moving right along.
Yeah, let's move right along. Let's see. I'll scroll down a little, see what else we got. We have a piece called "Goodbye Summer" in drawings. Guess I could click on that because it's hard to tell what it is from the thumbnail, actually. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about something feels off to me. I think it's the way the violin is interacting with her hand. Like it doesn't really make sense. If you look at the base of like that violin, like the fretboard would be going like right through where her hand is. But her hand is somehow just kind of magically bending it, which makes it look like the fretboard is actually bending straight down or something. Like it just takes away that 3D element that they were going for.
Yeah, I kind of feel like they shouldn't have gone for that 3D element because it's so flat,
Yeah, I
like
think you're right.
overall anyway.
But yeah, let's move on, see what else we got. So we got Maneki Gift,
Maneki gift.
I guess. Right away, I don't like the line quality on this at all.
Yeah, and kind of seems like the lineup was done in MS Paint.
Not maybe. It's hard to tell. It's not quite that bad, but it has that vibe of like that just not smooth and just like the roundness of like the face and things feel like they're not quite there. This doesn't feel like it would be a front page piece.
No,
I'm
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 kind of
guessing it
wondering.
is because it's under the design and interface category, which
Well, maybe the design of the background, it is a pretty nice template that they're using in the back.
yeah, it would be good for like it has that like old book feel.
Like the expression of the thing is kind of a little scary, actually.
It is. It's kind of frightening. Imagine just waking up and seeing like an actual this thing, but like in real life, just
Staring at you.
next at the foot of your bed or something.
I
Just
think
that
a
blank
dream.
expression. Those like creepy eyes, and somehow it still has that like line quality.
Yeah.
Those whiskers are kind of more like tentacles.
I don't want to know where this is heading.
Well, you can read all about it in my fan fiction. But yeah, let's move on. See what else we got real fast.
Yep.
Fire Samurai Wolf. I don't know what's jumping out at what's jumping out right away. There's like a lot of weird things I could be commenting on. I'm just kind of trying to take it all in. Um,
Yeah, I don't know where you should
well,
like.
there's like this lack of depth that's going on just in the character itself, where the tail, like, there's no real sense of depth between like the face and the tail.
Yeah, I think it's like it's got that same rendered quality through all of it. Like they've just gone through from one end to the next,
Yeah.
like just rendering everything out.
Yeah, and it just doesn't show any depth, especially like on the back leg and stuff. Like there isn't any like indication of which way it's bending, or like if it's supposed to, obviously I would assume it's supposed to be going back into space, but it feels like it's just kind of broken to the side. And
I cannot see this. Red leg thing.
yeah, it's definitely also missing something, like another leg.
Oh God.
But I don't see.
Oh,
I have a problem with this mixture of styles. Like they just went
yeah,
with
it's got this really intricate fur rendering.
and it's just like this photograph in the background of the sun. Like there's like photo textures mixed with like drawings and like mixed with like a kind of sketched line art, and it's just the flames kind of seem like that same thing where it's just like they don't match the style at all because they're very like photo-y and
Smudgy.
And I think they took an approach that I like to use often, which is to hide the feet completely in some 1 inch of water or something, so you don't have to draw the most
Can
difficult part.
conveniently place rock. Yeah, that's one complicated piece of work. Um,
They didn't bother trying to show like any reflection of the wolf itself in the water. It's just the flames are somehow magically reflected through the wolf.
yeah, well, he is a fire wolf, fire samurai wolf,
I
actually.
know, he's a very noble creature. It's got
I
like this.
think we should move along because
Really, because I could keep going on about like how weird
yeah,
it is to
but
give like human hairdos to animals.
that mohawk.
I think it's supposed to be like a hairdo. I guess it could be either. But let's go back and see if we got anything else to talk about.
Yes, let's have a look. What else?
We got something called Autumn.
I kind of wish I could zoom in a little on it. Like,
Yeah,
it's so
it is
small.
391 by 500, even at full download size. So that is not what you want to see.
Because that dress looks really intricate.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff going on with the fashion and the.
Like, I really want to have a look, like a closer look at that dress.
Yeah,
Oh, it's a real shame.
well, it's a nice looking piece. It's very classical. Even the way the different colors and the lighting scheme is, it feels very traditional, like in a something you would see like of that time period.
Yeah, it all kind of is in the same
Yeah, so they pulled it off well from
hue range,
in all aspects, I would say.
for sure. Nicely exposed, yeah. I think it's a good portrait.
It would be good for someone to do a photo ref practice painting, I think, on that flat background. Kind of has that vibe to it. But yeah, let's just move right along because that's a decent piece. Let's see White Ghost version 2.0. Not to be
Oh,
confused with version 1.0, which was complete
is there a
trash.
version? I'm kind of having curious what the version 1.0 looked like.
Oh, apparently it's a Pokemon. Wait, I guess?
Oh, it's a second remake.
I don't know if it's a fan Pokemon or an official Pokemon.
Might be a
I
fan
don't have
poke.
my Pokedex here handy. I pawned it, so
So, Gal, Flying Ghost.
so it's
I think this person designed them, so
yeah. So good. Those sound like official Pokemon names.
yeah, they should be congratulated for making us think if it's official or fan made.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have much to say about that.
All right, let's move on. We got some Chibis coming up. I know you're a big fan of
I love Chibi's
Chibis.
absolutely
Chibis.
favorite thing ever.
These are Pokemon girls at the nightclub.
Ooh, wow, that's amazing. Two Pokemon pieces right next to each other.
I know. I would say that's a deviant first, but that would be a horrible joke. So you're
So
the Chibi expert. I'll let you summarize this one for me.
definitely with my postgraduate in Chibis nonetheless.
Yes.
Actually, it's a redo of their last year's image.
Oh, picture from last year. I'm gonna click on that and see what it looks like.
I kind of prefer the picture from the last year, actually.
No. Not with that line art. Like it's so black.
Disregarding the technical
There's actually
finesse
some
and
better like
finish,
stuff about the expressions and like
the
the
posing.
yeah, like but the technical stuff they've obviously improved.
Yeah, they've improved quite a lot, but I think the posing has taking a little step back
Oh
with all the.
yeah, especially I like when you flip from that one, which has some character and like the shoulders feel like they're different and stuff. Then you flip right back to the other one, you'll see just how like flat they kind of look and like there's just like uh, lost some of that personality along the way.
Yeah, it almost feels like maybe they spent too much on like the technical aspect of the finish of the image. Like,
See, well, they've been going out to a nightclub for a full year now. They're kind of burnt out. They don't really care that much. They don't have much energy, but they do it anyway because it's become the habitual thing to do.
uh,
They still try to play it up a little for the pictures, but they're like they can't.
whatever.
Yeah, one of them's secretly pregnant and afraid to tell the other ones.
I reckon it's the one on the left.
That's what I was thinking.
She looks a little awkward
I know.
standing.
Oh, that's a horrible tangent to go off on. Okay, let's
uh,
just jump away from this.
sorry, G G.
GG. You got.
Yes,
Let's check out one
uh,
more thing for tonight, and that will be the tree tutorial. I'm ready to learn right now. I'm coming.
actually
This is a.
trees are kind of hard to paint.
They are.
Yeah.
Unless you're Bob Ross, then you can just do it with one brush stroke. So this is by our friend Griff Snuff, who has the horrible name of Snuff. But yeah, I remember seeing something by him. So
I recall the video.
the Snuff video. So I like this already because they turn the tree or the T in tree into a little tiny tree. So that is already brilliant. I'm pretty happy with that. So trees are
Cool.
fun and exciting to draw. Actually, it just says exiting, but that's okay. They also provide backgrounds with lots of life and win. Oh my god, I hate this guy. They look super hard to draw.
Brilliant.
It's just, how are we able to draw simple trees that look good? Let's see. Anyone can draw trees, you know. So we got some different types of, let's see, different types of leaves. That's kind of good. Got some like Looney Tunes.
Yeah. Some color grading.
It's like they're using trees to just teach like everyone about random things about general painting stuff. So I guess if you use trees to like explain a point, that's it's useful.
Yeah, I think it's a solid tutorial.
Hopefully, people will learn more about showing depth in their pieces because I feel like that's the main thing that people have trouble with on DeviantArt is showing proper depth. Yeah, so all right, I guess that's it for the this video. Thank you, Pavel, for helping me out to explore the exciting world of DeviantArt. So I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.
Bye.